All right. Here we go. Dane Wolfhart here. DarkLight and the bad guy. It's like the motherfucker said. Just hit play. You got to forgive my primitive technology going on here. All right. Hang in with chill.
All right. So Kimaru Usman versus Khumzhat Chimaev. I like the match. And
Stop right there. Woo! Fuck yeah! All right. I'm waiting for that one. Let's get it. This is no less exciting just because there's not a belt on the line. A year ago, or just over a year ago, when Kimaru had the belt, this would have been. This was actually the fight that everyone really wanted to see instead of Edwards. But you know, he earned his shot in that division, and that's why he got that. So yeah, here we are now, just no belt, but contendership for a belt. So, I mean, the stakes are right up there. I think a lot of people are counting Kimaru out, and I like that just because that gives him the underdog feeling, you know? Yeah, he's old, he's busted, you know? We all know that the wolf over there is going to be going over there trying to gnaw on his fucking knee, you know, hit the weak link. That's what I would do, shit. But I am actually really pulling for Kimaru here. Roll with the channel.
I will tell you, as far as it being a number one contenders match, I mean, I feel like that's really obvious. I only bring to you that it was interesting that was announced. It was interesting it was announced because Paulo Costa versus Khumzhat Chimaev, what we all assumed was the number one contenders match, never was announced. That actually never got stated. And I told you guys a couple of weeks ago, they better have an alternate for that fight because it doesn't feel right. And I even told you that alternate needs to be Kimaru Usman. Now, I had that belief for a couple of reasons. First off, the only one who's willing to take on Chimaev on short notice, not named Kimaru Usman, is Jared Cannonier. Jared would have done it. Jared is a legitimately tough guy that stays ready. I understand those things, but you must juxtapose that with the fact that the main event is very light for North America. There appears to be parts of the world that want to see Charles versus Islam. It's just not in the States. And I bring that to you not to give that fight a hard time, to let you know I've generally got my thumb right on the pulse of this thing. But there is something that I'm missing there. There's something that somewhere else in the world, like they did this with David Hasselhoff. David Hasselhoff got laughed at in the U.S. and he was the biggest star in Germany. Like, there's things like that happen. Klitschko, when he was a boxer, neither one of those Klitschkos could sell out a high school auditorium, but they could in Germany. In Germany, they could do a $15 million gate. So I share with you how important it was for the North American audience, which is your number one driver of pay-per-view revenues, how important that co-main event was. And that is an obstacle that Jared Cannonier, right, that's just a void that Jared doesn't fill. He's got the willingness and tough, and we like him. You don't...
Now, Jared, dude, I like the hell out of Jared. I like that he's into crystals and stuff. I'd like to talk to this dude about some spiritual shit. But Jared's always a dark horse, man. And he just recently started speaking up for himself and demanding shit, and I like that. It's about damn time, Jared. You must be watching to get some chill. Roll with it.
Stop what you're doing to watch Jared fight at this point in his career. It's just a reality. So that's where Kimaru Usman would come in. And I brought this to you weeks ago, that they need to get Kimaru to fight Island. They need to get him licensed, and they need to get a message to him that he is perhaps going in. Making it a number one contenders bout, I think, is very obvious. To remind you guys, Sean Strickland and Kimaru Usman have already fought.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that is a major reason that Kimaru made that final decision to go up. He's like, damn, I done whooped that fool's ass. I got this shit. Hold my beer, Izzy. I'll go get the belt back for us, you know? Let me go fuck some Sean up. Yeah, that's exactly what Kimaru's on.
So, to set up a potential rematch, up a weight class, like, these things make sense. These aren't tough sells. And I say that to you because we have had a number of number one contenders matches over the years where when the fight is over, we act as though we never said it was going to be a number one contenders match. We move in a completely different direction, and it's not even discussed. Not only is it over.
Usually when that happens, though, it's because the fight was not exciting or definitive in some way. But yeah, fans be flaky. We know this.
Booked or rebooked, it's not even discussed. In this particular situation, I don't think that's the case. I've always thought that Chimaev was one win away. That isn't Chael's opinion. I heard Dana say about Chimaev, if he picks middleweight, meaning pick middleweight is to mean he doesn't bounce back and forth. There's no
well, I think Chimaev will try one more time to go back down to get that welterweight belt after he gets the middleweight belt. In his mind, that's his goal. Chimaev has the potential to be a four division champion. He has the potential for that. He knows that, but he can. I mean, it's a super struggle for him to get down to welter, but I think in his mind, you know, he can do it. He just got to lose some of that mass again. But if he's gonna do it, he's got to do it while he's still young, because, you know, as Wise Man once said, the older you get, you know, usually the fatter you get. Usually, you're putting it on. You know, it's much harder to keep it off. So, roll with it, chill.
Weights. There's no 178. There's no 170 again. He locks in commitment to middleweight. That he will need one win before he draws in for a world title. Now, at the time that statement was made, right, it's like anything. You're only as good as the information that you have at the time. Dana also believed Adesanya would be the champion.
As in all things in life.
I don't see how that would change things for Chimaev, so I've always thought it was a number one contenders bout. Largely depends on who the opponent is. If that's going to be both ways, right? Treated like a semifinal, meaning whoever wins becomes the number one contender. Mark Usman's place, I think that's very real.
Yeah, I think the middleweight just got a lot more interesting with Kimaru in there. You know, he just didn't want to go up there while his boy Izzy held the strap, even though I think he could have went up into middleweight sooner. You know, just kind of beat some dudes up a little bit while he was while his boy Izzy was up there defending the belt. Just never challenge him, you know, and eventually Sean would have beat him anyway, and he would have been right there to you know, step in right off the bat. Well, you know, it's what he's doing any fucking way. But, you know, come on now. Khumzhat versus Usman, dude. That's sick. Now, Paulo, I'm super excited in that right up till I heard he was injured, okay? Now, it's going to take 100% Paulo that's not underestimating Khumzhat, which I really feel like Paulo was underestimating him a little bit, because this isn't going to be welterweight Khumzhat. This is going to be a fucking jacked up, cutting down to get to 185 Khumzhat, okay? And I had the feeling that Paulo was underestimating him a little bit in the interview he was doing with Ariel. And I like the confidence, love the confidence, Paulo, but you're going to need 100% to take on that motherfucker.
In fact, Usman wanted the fight with Chimaev so bad. Not only did he call everybody that he had their number and text everybody at the UFC trying to get that, he actually went to the UFC and sat in the lobby waiting for people to come out of their office or for time to free up so he could go in and campaign for it. UFC liked the idea. Now, I'm taking you guys back 2 months. UFC liked the idea, more like 4 months. UFC liked the idea. But then it gets revealed the UFC wasn't into signing off on it because Usman wanted it at a catchweight. What that told you, the public, falsely, was that Kimaru, who has competed his entire career at 170 pounds, found 185 pounds to be too big. That's what everybody thought when they heard catch.
Ain't nothing too big for Kimaru.
Wait, that's...
Man, I've seen Kimaru. He looks like a 200. You know, he does not look small next to his brother, which is a heavyweight. You know, I mean, he's smaller than his brother, but he does not look small next to him. You know, like, Kimaru is not a little dude. I think 185 is going to do him a lot of good. That's going to be... yeah, that's going to do Kimaru a lot of good right there. His cardio is going to be even better than what it was. his chin's going to be better. He's going to be able to retain some of his more natural strength. Man, yeah, Kimaru's going to be beast mode at 85. Roll with it, chill.
Not what I believe was happening. What I believe is Kimaru wanted to catch weight. He didn't care if it was over 185. It could have been 191. He didn't care about the weight. He wanted to make sure it was not sanctioned at middleweight because it would become a number one contenders match. And if he beat Chimaev as he planned to do.
And see, I don't even agree with the sentiment that just because he beats... Kimaru could have been a damn gatekeeper for Izzy this whole time. He could have been. But there's the business side behind everything. And just like the situation with Murat and Aljo, And Aljo, just move up a damn weight class. What the hell, bro? You're like, oh, win or lose, I'm moving up. Oh, he beat... Aljo, moving up a weight class would exact same thing with Kimaru, dude. You cut down a lot to get down there, man. Going up a weight class would only help you home.
When he called for the fight in the first place, it would draw him into Israel Adesanya. And that was a respect based around cultural heritage to Africa, that they didn't want to tamper with that. And we all understood that. Okay, fair enough. Point being, as soon as Adesanya is no longer the champion, Kimaru doesn't have any problem fighting Chimaev, and you can do it at any weight class that you want. So that's what got us here. There was a rumor going around.
And here we are.
That this is now moved to a 5-round fight. I cannot confirm that rumor, and I hope that rumor's not true. It should not be a 5-round fight. No fight that is not a title fight should be a 5-round fight.
Come on.
Right? I mean, we can't start messing with rules. You start messing.
I must push back. Mr. this rule breaker himself. Mr. Go cut the cord. All right. Mr. Injectitrim over here. Come on, bro. Can't go messing with rules are made there. They're put there to be messed. I'm not telling you nothing.
With rules, and this is what they used to do back in Pride. You fight under the rules of the event. Any fight that's not a title fight and or a main event fights for 3 rounds. So we'll see what.
Okay, my biggest argument against that is that gives people that are not champion that championship experience rounds. Okay, and also in situations where both guys have really good cardio like this is that upper echelon. If it's a contender match fight, I think I propose even that every contender fight like sanction, whoever wins this is definitely getting the title fight. That should automatically be a 5-round fight, just to prepare you for that championship atmosphere. But I digress.
It goes, and that's not the hill I want to die on anyway. This is between these boys, but this is a very good fight. And I think if there's anything that I would like to clear up, or if I have any goal in making you this piece, it's to let you know Kimaru Usman is not too small for this weight class, nor does he believe he's too small for this weight class. Sure, he would have liked more than 11 days, but Kimaru Usman used to have world and Olympic aspirations for this country.
Now, I think a lot of times that can actually help when you're just chilling out, relaxed, and you don't have that big old build-up. As long as you've been in the gym, like Volkanovski. Volkanovski's in the gym all the damn time. Like someone like Kimaru, he's had that belt for years, man. Shit, it took him a nice big break, and he's still keeping in shape. He always keeps in shape. So I mean, I think that'll actually play in both of their favors for Volk and for Kimaru. Roll with it, Holmes.
He competed at 185 pounds when he was wrestling. So just to let you know, there isn't a size problem here. There's a respect that he and Adesanya shared with each other to stay apart. They're now apart. And we got a number one contenders match.
Whoop, whoop. All right, DarkLight and the bad guy. What it is, honky.